Good afternoon, and this is the Smoke That Thunders Off Air. It's your host, the Shiravi Award winner, Sean Mangavu, and today we're here to talk about money, and with the money woman, Mrs Vivian. How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. And you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for giving us your time to talk and to listen about money. So let's talk about money. What do you think migrants are very allergic to learning and also to talking about money?
First of all, I think that money is a topic that looks like a taboo, especially from our background. I don't know how it is for every other person, but I will speak from my experience. As a Nigerian lady who was born and bred in the northern part of Nigeria, even though I am originally from the east, I saw money as a topic that was totally prohibited to talk about in society, in family. It looked like the third person in the room always. It looked like actually the third parent, you know? You see your parents struggle. They struggle so much such that the money topics looks like we should avoid it. And then gradually it gets to us as kids. And then it still translates into, it still stays with us even as we transition into adults. And now we are struggling also, and we don't even know what to do. We don't even know what kind of relationship we have with it. But now, as migrants, it is now pertinent for you to think about your life and think about where you are and think about how to make and how to have a good relationship with money such that you don't have to struggle as much as your parents did, and such that you will then have a better life, especially during retirement, because this is my goal.
So that's your vision, your goal, your dream.
Yeah.
And I'll cap off the last part you said, when you said relationship with money. What's a good relationship with money?
In my opinion, a good relationship with money is telling my money where to go and what to do.
Okay.
I give you an example. A typical and normal person gets his paycheck, and the first thing that comes to mind is paying the rent, buying groceries, buying a nice shoes, a nice suit,
yeah.
a good sunglasses, and all those kind of good things. And then forget that the 50-year-old me needs something.
Oh.
So my idea of good relationship with money means I set aside some money as a gift to the 50-year-old me. So what I do is I take that part from my paycheck and I put it into an investment. And in that investment, I'm telling myself that by the time I am 50, I need you to take care of me. So I have put my money to work, even though I am still young right now. So this is, in my opinion, a good relationship with money. And that is what I think a lot of young people should start thinking about, how to gift themselves a good life when they are older, when their bones are weak, when they cannot do all the hustle and bustles.
Yeah, and I love that. But I'd like to also pose a question to you, because I'm from Zimbabwe, and we have a very volatile economy. And I would say most African countries also have volatile economy.
We are all emerging.
Yeah, exactly.
Our markets are called emerging markets.
Yeah, we don't have a tangible financial system. And we're sort of like, for lack of a better word, abused by the system of volatility. So how do we get to a point where we change our mindsets from being spenders, because we believe in actually having assets, in having tangible things, rather than saving this imaginary money for 20 years, for 10 years, for 30 years later? How do we change that mindset?
I think the first thing you need to do is to seek knowledge. The first thing, the real thing you need to do is seek knowledge, get yourself financially literate. In that way, you will then realize that not everything has to be a tangible asset. Have you heard of digital assets now?
Yeah.
So now it is good, because when I was studying, at some point I realized that 20, 30, 40 years ago, in the capital market in Nigeria, for example, I don't know how it works in Zimbabwe, they didn't have access to a lot of things that we have access to now. Right now, I live in Poland, but I still invest in the capital market in Nigeria because everything has been made so easy for me. All I need to do is to set up an account with a broker, go in there once a month or once in two, just as I wish, put some money, link it up to my account, my regular savings account, pull money from there into my brokerage account and invest in whatever I choose. So now, because we have access to technology and we have access to this kind of digital platform, I do not see the reason why everyone should give any excuse. Because if we are still in the era of 30 years ago, 40 years ago, where you only need to bank on whatever you see on the newspaper, then it would have been difficult. But right now, you have everything at your beck and call. It is now left to you to do your homework and figure out how it works in your country. If you're asking me specifically about Nigeria, I would have given you a step-by-step guide on what to do and how to go about it. Although I think the logic of investing applies all across.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a case of you reaching out to your account manager and then making sure, first of all, do you have a bank account in Zimbabwe? If the answer is yes, the next thing I think you need to do, based on my knowledge of how the Nigerian market works, is to get yourself a reputable broker and then set up a brokerage account for yourself. If it is in Nigeria still, you then connect these two and then find a way to start investing in the capital market in Zimbabwe. And going forward from there, I think your life will be better and you will thank yourself.
Well, I would say probably knowing the financial system in Zimbabwe, we have a large distrust in our banking system.
We do have a large distrust in the
Oh, is this
system
thing?
in Nigeria.
Oh, so we're twins.
The thing is, you will not keep dwelling on negatives when there are a lot of positives to benefit from.
That's true. And I agree with you on that, but my angle is coming from, for a Zimbabwean abroad, I would say the most sensible investment strategy is to actually have a bank account in Poland with low interest rates. And then when it gets to a certain amount, you invest in land in Zimbabwe through real estate. Because what we have in Zimbabwe currently, we have a buyer's market. I think we've had a buyer's market for the last, I don't know how many years, because basically cash is king in Zimbabwe currently. So I've always found that as the most sensible route to invest, because we got one of those countries where everything is buyable, everything has a price. There's very few real estate in Zimbabwe that isn't actually purchasable. So I think as Zimbabweans who would not the same amount financial literacy that you have, which I do accept, I would say probably real estate through savings account in a more sort of like developed or a more safe and banking system, and then like transfer that money to real estate, you put a decent down payment. That's the route we've been taking. So what I would want is your opinion on that.
See, don't get me wrong, okay? There is nothing wrong with investing in real estate as long as you know what you aim to get from that.
Okay.
So if you're investing in real estate for an investment kind of purpose,
okay,
that's a different ballgame. But if you're buying real estate, let's assume you're living in Poland and you're not ever going to live in that property for the next 10, 15 years, I do not see the sense in that. You're just tying down capital that you would have been using to multiply your money somewhere else.
Oh,
that's not logical.
I see.
In Nigeria, it's also very similar. A lot of young people I talk to, the first thing that comes to mind when you talk about investing is buying a land, buying a house or whatever. But then when you ask them the follow-up question, do you plan to live in this house in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? The answer is no. Do you plan to rent it out? The answer is probably no. And then why are you tying down your capital when you can use it to invest somewhere and get reasonable profit? I give you an example. If you invest in the money market fund, in Nigeria, for example, as it stands today, you're getting between 18 to 22% returns.
Oh, that's a good return.
Yeah, so why am I tying my money in real estate that I'm not living in and I'm not renting out?
Oh, I think
to give me money.
I think you say that so well.
And this is just one instrument. There is still the treasury bills where you borrow money to the government. There is, at least in Nigeria, there's a federal government savings bonds where you can put money and get decent interest from that. There is a stock market where you can directly buy stocks of very reputable companies with good fundamentals.
There's just a lot, and there is a US market. The market is open to everybody. So why are you not opening a brokerage account that allows you to buy the US stocks and benefit from that?
And I think that's well answered. Because I'm on that real estate boat. Because I always feel like, and this is my follow-up question also, that take the money back home. And obviously, that's usually when people say take the money back home, they think it's like black tax, like sort of invest in your community. But my point of argument was coming from a point of not a house you'd want to stay in, but then we find this unicorn position where we have a currency that is pretty strong in our country. So everything we buy is basically at a discounted rate.
Yeah.
So it's almost playing, for lack of a better word, monopoly, which I can see by your face you probably don't agree with.
I don't agree for many reasons.
Many reasons, yeah.
One of which is, I know you've mentioned black tax as you are along the line. So I assume that is also one of the points you're trying to make. And I still will argue that there are ways you can set yourself up back home that the investment you've made back home will take care of whatever black tax you have to pay.
Like?
I'd give you an example. If I had invested a certain amount in the money market funds in Nigeria, every quarter, so that's every 3 months, I get paid dividend from that, no? So all you need to do is to calculate how much do you need to spend in terms of black taxes, and then find a way to make an investment that can give you that amount every 3 months. And then that will cover for all your black taxes.
Oh.
And then in that case, you don't have to bother your pretty head here in Poland thinking of every month I need to change 500. So
yeah.
No, you play smart.
It's immediate.
You play smart and live long and have peace of mind. That is what I advocate for. I am not saying say no to your families. I'm saying be smart about it, because in the end, when all the chips are down, nobody's coming to see you.
Yeah, it's you versus the world.
It is you versus you, you versus the world. So find a way to make an investment that can actually pay off your black taxes. I had one of my students who turned clients. We set up something she didn't think about it that way. So I sat her down. I said, at the time, interest rate on FGN savings bond was about 20%, between 18 to 20%. I don't remember exactly. So I told her we will do something. So because every month it is rolled out by the government, yeah? So I said, in January, I'm just giving an example. I don't remember the exact month. Okay. I said, in January, we're going to put this amount, because you need money on monthly basis, no? For your family. She said, yeah. I say in January, we'll put this amount. In February, we'll put this same amount. In March, we'll put this amount. Keep in mind that we are subscribing for 3 years bond, no? So that one for January, the first payment was in April or March, I think. The one for February was the following month. The one for March was the other month. So in that way, we have salary for each month for her parents.
Wow.
Because we were able to lay it down like that. Because in her head, she was like, oh, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of this. I said, complaining is not going to help you. All you need is to find a system that will solve your problem so that you can then focus on yourself and other things. After we set out that we did that last year, until today, I've never heard any complaint again. There was no complaint about the problem is gone. These are problems that you need money to solve. Then get the money and solve them. I know it might probably not be as easy as I'm saying it for a lot of people, but it's something that you can strategically plan towards.
And I think it comes from a point of ignorance, really.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from a point of... Because when you put it in that way, you see that there's a strategy, there's education, because I'm someone who's also studied like financial markets, but then I've always said that probably the education we get from financial markets isn't always applicable.
Theory is different from practical.
Yeah, exactly. And I've always been that believer. I believe of that because sometimes you'd read, I read all the books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Standard, and I'm like, oh, but they're talking about 10% down payment for real estate. They're talking things like a return on investment, and they're talking about like an abundance of stocks, which in Zimbabwe, we don't even have enough public limited companies for that. So what I would want to ask you is, how do we learn as Africans? Where should we get our information from? What should be our source of knowledge on how to approach the money situation?
You know, I believe that when you are looking for something, you'll find a solution. And in my own journey, even though I have studied finance and accounting in my master's, I did accountancy in my bachelor's, financial accounting in my master's. So I would say I was supposed to be one of those who have good knowledge about it. But unfortunately, the school system found a way to deliberately exclude some things from the curriculum. So
important stuff, yeah.
So I took my time and went to YouTube School of Economics. I'm just joking. YouTube School of Finance. I'm just joking, but just the YouTube University. That's what I did. I started asking all the questions. I started listening to all the podcasts. I started following all the people you think I should
financial bunny.
I have listened to this guy, Diary of a CEO.
Oh, yes.
So I have listened to everything they are saying on that podcast, especially the ones that had to do with money. I started following back to back. I listened to a lot of people. And then I started putting 1 and 2 together. I'm like, oh, so if you do this, you can get this result. Oh, all you need to do is even just invest in index funds. So I don't even need to start thinking of Amazon, Apple, and Vid. I don't even need to think. I just get the S&P 500 and my life is okay. You know, when I started making those kind of research, by default, YouTube started suggesting
the algorithm figured you out.
Videos for me. So automatically I will learn. So what I will say is, first of all, seek knowledge. When you seek knowledge, you will get your answers. But while seeking knowledge, be careful and be wise, because you might end up on the pages of people who are telling you to go and trade.
Yeah.
And there is a sharp difference between trading, forex trade, investing. Yeah. Let us put this out there. Don't go and use your money to go and trade. You worry, it will end in premium tiers. Go and invest. Investing is quite different from trading.
It's more passive.
In investing, what I will tell you is that in investing, you are trading your patience. So if you do not have patience, stay away.
It's a long game.
The market will go up and down. And wise investors, when it is down, that is the right time to even buy more. So that by the time it goes up a bit, you're already in profit.
Yeah, so
because the market will always recover. Whatever happens, it will always recover.
So is buy low, sell high. I think that's the old.
I mean, if you are selling, fine. But if you are investing for the long haul, and by long haul I mean
20
retirement kind of long haul.
Which is what you're aiming.
Which is what I'm aiming for, to be honest. Because what I need for my day-to-day, I have. No.
Okay.
And if it is for emergencies, that is why I have something like an emergency fund, no? So that in case of job loss, in case of whatever, God forbid, sickness or whatever, I have money to cover for at least 3 to 6 months worth of my living expenses saved up in a high interest savings account, such that if there is any kind of uncertainty, I have money to take care of myself. And before the end of that money, hopefully I will have some new job to
like
continue my life again while still investing.
Using the money in the results.
Yeah.
And you know, this is the smoke that thunders off air, and we like short conversations.
Yeah.
But then because it's something that we both deeply care about, obviously it's gonna be long. But then the final question is, you mentioned that you have a student that you teach. How can I apply to be a student?
So first of all, I like to, because it is something that is purely my passion.
Okay.
You know? I'm not necessarily going to charge you to come to. So what I do is that if you reach out to me and I have like an open slot, maybe free weekend or something, you sign up, we meet for an hour or 2 and have a chit chat and see where you are at. And then we will pick it up from there.
So what if the person comes and they are hopeless on the first day? Yeah, like they don't know anything.
First of all, I'm going to send you back to go and read.
Here.
And then you come back, we will have a decent conversation, because I wouldn't want to also. So the reason is that even though I'm going to offer you a free service, I don't want it to be a total waste of my time. So I want to see some level of commitment from your side, so that when I'm also investing my time, I'm doing it from the place of I am happy to do this because this person has also put some effort to this,
There's
you know?
some cement to work as a foundation.
So I do have my TikTok where I do some videos here and there. So if you follow my TikTok, most likely you might get some of your answers. But in the case where you don't, and you still like, okay, no, Vivian, I'm not sure of this. We still need to talk about this and whatever. It's okay to send me an email, and we will take it up from there.
And we have an email address, so we'll also share that. And Mrs. Vivian, thank you so much. I've learned so much in this short interview. I thought, I'll be honest, when I said this interview, I was the guy who thought real estate is the safest bet, because like I said, I come from economical trauma.
Economical trauma, and we are carrying it like we are hawking it like gala, you know. If you're Nigerian, you know gala. Yeah, we are hawking it like gala, and that's not nice. We should level up, no?
Yeah. We should release our shoulders from that yoke. So this has been the lady from the north of Nigeria, Mrs. Vivian, and who's joined us for this lovely and educational interview. This has been the Small Guy Panda Off Air, and that's a wrap.